Now, I always kind of want to know when you guys go back at home and discuss properties, can you just give a little bit of insight how that process goes, how you guys are processing that so people kind of know how that looks?
Well, I would say, as far as the business goes,
Hmm.
that is all Chaz. He was doing that before we were married. I just sort of weigh in and say what I can help do and
Hmm.
that kind of thing. And I can be your sounding board or whatever. But we're looking for a home
Hmm.
now,
Hmm.
looking to potentially move. And I always say, because we know what kind of house we like, which is nice. We both like the old house, and we want something that we can kind of fix up and make our own that has all the character and everything. And you've taken us to see so many, and I'm like, I love it. I want to move in, and I'm like so excited. And, so I always say, like, I should really have the power of veto. Like,
Hmm.
if we see something and I don't like it, then we can eliminate it. And I think we saw one in Dormont like last
Uh-huh.
week. We
Yeah.
left there and I was like, "Okay, I'm vetoing that one. We can move on." But like other than that, I am going to like the house. And so it's kind of his job to decide like, what does it need and like what
Hmm.
friends do we need to bring in to figure it out and actually how much is it worth and we have a lot of discussions about it, but I he always kind of has to be the bad cop.
Okay. Well, that's good teamwork, right? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we have not looked at any rental properties since we got married, but I assume
Yeah.
it'll probably be the same.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we were always looking at, well, what's the price tag on the property that they're looking to get, and then what all does it really need,
Hmm.
um, and could you recoup if you got into it and the situation changed in a year or two and we're going to move, could we get back out of it? Well, we would have to put into it like right away. And so I think a lot of times it's that kind of a calculation. Even with our own home,
Yeah.
we looked at that one house that was, kind of towards the top of the limit, but then it needed all the stuff in
yes.
addition too. So
Right.
by the time you do that, you're never going to get a return on that investment.
Hmm.
Um, and when you're living in it for yourself, I think sometimes it's like, well, I always think about it. It's pay to play.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some, if your enjoyment, if you really love the property, that sort of thing. But when you're looking at it as a business, then you definitely want to be able to get out when you need to.
Right. Well, that's good
Mhm.
though. Yeah.